In this video, we're going to look at a particularly important subject when dealing with printing and print areas. That is workbook views. One easy way to access the different workbook views is to use these little buttons in the bottom right-hand corner of Excel. As you can see, currently we're highlighted over the normal view. We also have the page layout view and the page break view. So a quick overview of these options. Normal view is, as you would expect, normal. It is our standard view when we were working with Excel. The next one is page layout. This attempts to give the user an overview of what their sheet is going to be looking like in a printed page kind of environment. So we can see that the page number of our footer that we added just a minute ago is appearing on the page. We have the rulers as if it's demarcating how the sheet will appear on an actual A4 page. And we can even see that we can access the header section as well, and in fact edit it as well. The next view that we have, and one of the most useful, is the page break view. The page break view is a mode that will also allow you to edit the data within Excel. It also gives you, in a very clear manner, the print area of your document and where the dividing lines are found in your document. So for example, here I can see the boundaries of my print area, and I can see where the dividing lines are in my print area. But what's handy about this particular view is that it allows us to modify the print area by simply dragging and dropping. Let's say, for example, that I simply don't need to print these profit columns. I have some other information that is of interest to me, but I don't need to print the profit. I could hide those columns, or I could simply decide not to print them. To do that, I can simply grab hold of the edge of the print area and move it inwards. By the fact that the rest of the screen is now grey, you can see that this area will no longer be printed. Only what you can see within the normal white environment is part of the print area. Not only can I reshape the print area, but I can also reshape the page size. So for example, this page 1, I may decide that I want to have less information on page 1, so I can simply drag the page divider upwards, and you can see that now page 1 is slightly smaller than it was. All of the other pages will adjust to match. This page divider is a solid line, differentiating it from the other dividers on the page that are still a continuous dotted line. This is because I have modified this line, and yet this line is still automatic. But again, I can modify it as well. Notice I'm dragging upwards. Excel will automatically allow me to make the page smaller, but if I try to make the page bigger, Excel will divide the line automatically and create an extra page. It will do that because it's adhering to the constraints already set up in my page layout. The scale and how many pages wide my document is allowed to be. So let's drag that line back up. Similarly, I may get to the end of my document and there may be information I don't want to include. I can simply drag up the page area and remove that information from the bottom. Now reducing my page numbers to just 7. So do load the example workbooks and play around with these features. The page break view is a particularly useful one for controlling exactly what you want to print and what you don't want to print. When you're done, it is sensible to return back to your normal view. That concludes our section on print views.